We're in beautiful Banff and Lake Louise, Canada.
Yup, yup. Woohoo!
Sitting pretty in the middle of Canada's oldest national park, Banff is an adventure hub like no other. A lively mountain town with access to any and all winter sports you can imagine, and plenty more besides. At its heart, with bustling bars, boutiques and restaurants, it feels truly cosmopolitan. But if you wander 15 minutes in either direction, you're right back in wild country. I set out to get a real taste for the place at one of the oldest and quirkiest restaurants in town.
So you actually do quite a lot of obscure meats with your fondue here, right?
We do.
I saw alligator on the menu.
Yeah.
What else do you have? Ostrich?
Ostrich, caribou,
Yeah.
buffalo, venison, wild boar.
That buffalo is amazing.
The population of Banff is just under 10,000 people, but it swells to accommodate 5 times that number during peak winter season, attracting everyone from casual tourists to ferocious powder hounds, confectionery connoisseurs to frosty-fingered ice sculptors. And most of them will make a pit stop at the most famous shop in town to purchase that classically Canadian wardrobe item, the flannel shirt.
You've sold shirts to people all over the world.
All over.
Including Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan. Someone from the Solomon Islands
Yes.
is really hot right now,
Yes.
sweating in one of your shirts.
Yes, and it doesn't matter where they are. They just want a flannel shirt.
The undisputed grande dame of the hotel scene here is the Fairmont Banff Springs, nicknamed the Castle in the Rockies. Recently, this turret-topped beauty added an intriguing addition in the form of a snow globe-style outdoor restaurant, where you can shelter from the sub-zero temperatures in comfort, while enjoying a fabulous 5-course tasting menu.
This is fantastic. Good food, good company, in an incredible environment. Love it.
There are 3 interlinked ski resorts in the Banff area: Mount Norquay, Banff Sunshine, and the jewel in the Canadian Rockies crown, Lake Louise, which continues to amass a flurry of awards for its fabulous facilities and superlative slopes.
This is my first day skiing in Lake Louise, and it's also my first day skiing in Canada ever. It looks absolutely incredible. It's just been voted the #1 ski resort in the whole of North America.
Yeah, I believe it's 7 times in the last 9 years. We're pretty proud of that.
Wow. All right, let's do it.
Lake Louise Ski Resort is 2 hours from Calgary. You pass through Banff on the way here, and we're just a few minutes from the village of Lake Louise itself.
Of course, the season is really long here, but the quality of the snow as well is really amazing. It's so fluffy.
Yeah, I mean, it's world famous, right? Like Western Canada, and here specifically, we get that really light champagne powder, and it comes in all the time, so it's always getting refreshed.
I've done one run and I'm in love with this place.
There's 160 runs here, and the back bowls, and full terrain parks. You could be here for 2 weeks and still not skiable. What's different about Lake Louise is its wildness. You're still in the middle of a national park, so you're skiing through protected, primeval alpine beauty as you lap up the champagne powder. Better still, there's so much skiable terrain here and 0 waiting time in any lift lines. A welcome contrast to what I'm used to in big European resorts. But you don't necessarily need to strap skis to your feet to have a good time in this pristine winter wonderland. There are other, more chilled out ways to explore the natural beauty of Banff National Park, including snowshoeing. I sign up for a 3-kilometre taster tour with local guide Neil Evans, which will finish at my very special accommodation for the night.
So it's 100% pure maple toffee that we're reducing, so it's nice and sticky, and as it hits the cold snow, it's going to stick to our popsicle sticks and create a nice little treat here for us.
Oh, that tastes great.
Around sunset, we make it to Storm Mountain Lodge on our snowshoes, a luxury hideout between Lake Louise and Banff, where you're guaranteed a warm welcome and some of the most delicious food you'll find anywhere in the Canadian Rockies, followed by one of the best night's sleep ever, courtesy of their cozy mountain cabins. I'm here on one of the coldest nights of the whole year, but the deep freeze can't touch me in my blissful hideout. Unlike most mountain towns that began as mining settlements, Banff was established in the 1880s with tourism firmly front of mind, and not just skiing either. The town has access to a multitude of biking trails which can all be enjoyed during the winter months too, as long as your layers are thick enough and your tyres are fat enough.
Today we hit the Old Quarry Loop on some perfect conditions, hard packed trails for winter fat biking. Yeah. Most people around here take 10 steps out of their car, take a photo and get back in. So if we can get off the beaten path and into this beautiful wilderness, it's pretty magic.
Like many people, I'm used to spending every possible moment in a resort on skis or a snowboard, so to experience something like fat biking was a breath of fresh air. Not to mention an excellent way to enjoy parts of the town I wouldn't otherwise have explored. The problem with being so far out in the Canadian Rockies is that it's really hard to find an Uber sometimes. You have to find other ways to get around. Sleigh rides from the Fairmont Chateau Lake Louise, the sister property to the castle in the Rockies, are great fun for families and couples alike. But they're also the easiest way to get to the back end of Lake Louise itself, where you'll find Lake Louise Falls, one of the best spots for beginners to sink their teeth and axes into a spot of ice climbing.
Wonderful, yeah. Great way to arrive.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Lake Louise Falls is 110 metres of prime ice climbing, which might not sound like much, but first you have to do the climb to get to the climb. Then, when we finally reach the frozen waterfall, it's time to deploy the crampons and ice screws for my first ever experience of this sport. Something I've always wanted to do, ever since the first night's watch of a certain HBO TV show.
I've been wanting to do this since I watched Game of Thrones. It's a lot harder than it looks.
It takes a lot of upper body strength and a decent amount of time to reach the top of the petrified waterfall. But the breathtaking views are worth my screaming triceps, even if some of the wildlife nesting at the top are less than impressed with my efforts.
I can't believe I came all that way. It's cold, but it's beautiful.
And speaking of nests, I'm about to head into the Rat's Nest Cave, which is one of the most famous caves in Canada. It's 4 kilometres of underground passageways and caverns, and it's still being explored now. How much more is there, do you think?
Oh gosh, we know we're just starting this whole cave wall. It's this one crack between 2 layers of the old limestone, and we know where the crack goes off towards Banff, which is nearby. So that's going to be 40 kilometers of passage, and we found 4. Like, we've barely started.
This is an altar.
It's a sort of spiritual offering site for some of the first people. The cave really has that energy of being sort of celebrated in the land's history.
Max is taking me into a completely unknown world. We're on our way to a rappelling section, which I've been really looking forward to. So we get to swing down the rope into a big cavern, Indiana Jones style. All right, incoming Englishman.
I had no idea there's so much to be explored underneath the mountain. And to be honest, I can't get enough of the subterranean action. Caving, it turns out, is seriously addictive.
All right, well, let's go a bit. We got a bit more time. Let's see if we can go a bit deeper.
Always to adventure?
Yeah.
That's good, buddy.
Before leaving Banff and Lake Louise, I have a couple of spare hours to meet up with an old friend, Carlotta Edwards, a professional skater from the popular UK TV show Dancing on Ice. I'm a million miles away from even skating on ice, but Carlotta promises she'll help me with some of the basics on one of Canada's most beautiful outdoor rinks, as we soak up the views at the end of an action-packed week in this wildly beautiful corner of the Canadian Rockies.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm going to watch from here. Go on.
Okay, sounds good. Bye-bye.
That is insane. Carlotta was not joking. She is really good. She was maybe a bit in awe of me as well. That's it. Well, I think we've earned these.
I think so. Oh, do you want to do that?
No, you've earned that.
Okay, sounds good. Let's go. Cheers.
Cheers.